Uh, Video screen had cut short. Right, so as I was saying again, Iran has increased a stockpile of uranium enrichment at weapons grade levels. As it says, a confidential report by the UN Security Watchdog says Saturday in a separate report the agencies called Tehran the urgency of change course complied with its year-long probe. The report comes at a sensitive time as the U.S. President Donald Trump seeks to reach a deal with Tehran to limit its nuclear program. The two sides has held several rounds of talks so far without an agreement. Right, so potentially they might have some aggressive talks because I believe this is like the sixth or seventh time they have talks, which has been increasing. They've been having some more progress, but like I mentioned previous game, previous reports, uh, Iran is not going to give up their nuclear capability, and they're not going to have that. They're not going to include that in a part of the deal because they said it once, they said it again. So I just want to add a side note to that. But this is part two of this sit down lesson. My video recorder had cut short. I don't know why it always does that. So Salakia for that. This is the prophet Joel, chapter 3, verse 9. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up." So you're still going to have Iran versus Israel, and you're still going to have Iran building up their nuclear capability. And this is continuing being proclaimed among the Gentiles and the armies. Wake up the mighty man, let the weak stand strong. You're going to see that as well, too. And you're still going to have the alliance between China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, going against the Western countries, going against the United States and Israel Defense Force, despite the fact they're trying to have peace talks and have nuclear deals to de-escalate tensions. But you're still going to have wars and rumors of wars, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. This is just like I brought up that First Thessalonians 5 verse 3, "For when they shall say peace and safety, sudden destruction come upon them as travail when the child shall not escape." So you're still going to have Iran versus the Defense Force. You're going to have the pro-Iranian groups going against the Israel Defense Force. You're still going to have tensions heating up between Iran and Israel. And you're still going to have Iran building up their nuclear capability, despite the fact they've been having peace talks and potentially of a nuclear deal with the United States. But it's still not going to stop the fact that Iran is still going to be in that warlike mindset, and they still going to have those tensions against the Israel Defense Force because they look at them as a arch rival. Joel 3 verse 10, "Beat your plowshares and the swords and the pointing hooks and let the weak stand strong." Right, so you still gonna have Iran building up their capability going against the Israel Defense Force. And you still gonna have North Korea building up their tensions against South Korea, Japan, and the United States, and the relations between China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea. And all these other nations are going to team up with them, going against the Western countries, going against Israel, the United States, and all this is going to build up to the Third World War. And once again, this is Matthew 24 and verse 7. "For nation shall rise against nation," right? Iran versus Israel, Iran against the Israel Defense Force. "For nation shall rise against nation, Russia versus Ukraine, China versus Taiwan, China versus the Philippines." And all the nuclear escalations heating up over there in the Red Sea, the Gaza Strip, West Bank, Palestinian territory. All this is going to build up to the Third World War. "For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence, earthquakes, and diverse places." Go up first. Matthew 24 verse 6. "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but things not yet." And this is the book of Revelations. Yeah, because we're definitely living in the book of Revelation because everything's being fully revealed. And there's that Third World War is being fully revealed on an everyday basis, and that's increasing. Revelation 11 verse 14. "The second will pass, behold, the third will come quickly," which is Armageddon, Armageddon 1. So with that, this was just a part two, but I left off at part one because the video recorder had cut short. So I was able to continue with part two. So hopefully this was edifying of part one and part two of the prophecy updates as of May the 31st, 2025 on this Saturday night. So with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem HaKadosh, And the Heavenly Father, true name is Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, Bahashem, and the names of Hamashiach Yahushua. Those are the true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, the last one could actually tongue. And I say, but walk with them to the elders and apostles will occupy. Until next time, I will say, Shalom.